Have you ever stopped to think about how the words we use might actually limit how we think? Take a huge concept, a word like power. Today, we're going to explore a completely different way of seeing strength and authority, one that's been kind of hidden inside the very structure of ancient Hebrew. You'll see how this one single word in English breaks apart into this incredibly rich ethical framework, and what that might mean for all of us.
So, let's just ask it. What is power? I mean, it seems simple enough, right? But think about it. We use the exact same word for the horsepower of a car, the authority of a president, the incredible strength of a superhero, and even the power of a good idea. It's this one giant, messy concept all jammed into a single word.
You know, if you look it up, the root of our word power comes from the Latin word posse, which just means to be able. So our language, at its core, is a language of capacity. It's just a big catch-all term for the ability to do something.
But here's the thing. What if by bundling everything together, we're actually missing something really important, especially when it comes to ethics? And this is where ancient Hebrew gives us this absolutely fascinating alternative. It's a language that actually forces you to be more precise about the kind of power you're talking about.
Okay, so let's dive in. We're going to start at the ground floor with the most basic form of power in Hebrew, and that word is koach. This is like the raw energy of the universe, the simple potential to act.
So koach, it's the raw ability to get a task done. And what's interesting is it's been used consistently for thousands of years, from the Bible to rabbinic texts to even modern Hebrew, to mean just basic strength or potential energy. And check out how wide-ranging this idea of koach is. Yeah, it's Samson's legendary physical strength, for sure, but it's also the power of a field to grow crops. It's the mental energy you need to solve a math problem. It's even the simple fuel you get from eating a sandwich. It's potential in pretty much all its forms.
So here's the key takeaway for koach. It's neutral. It doesn't have a moral compass. It's the physical energy that we, as humans, share with the entire animal kingdom. It's just potential. It's the power that exists before you decide what to do with it.
And right here, this is where the Hebrew way of thinking about power takes this wild, radical turn. It introduces a concept that seriously challenges our whole Western idea of what it even means to be strong.
And that brings us to our second concept, gevurah. See, if koach is the power we share with animals, gevurah is the power that, in this view, makes us uniquely human. It is the power of restraint.
I mean, listen to this classic teaching. It completely flips our idea of a hero on its head. A true hero, a gibor, isn't the one who conquers armies outside, but the one who conquers the impulses inside. That right there is the heart of gevurah.
So you see, gevurah isn't about flexing your muscles. It's about mastering them. It's that inner strength, that moral courage to say no to your anger, to your greed, to your pride, even when every fiber of your being is screaming yes.
Okay, this chart really just lays it all out. Look at the ethical focus. Koach is the capacity to act. Gevurah is the capacity to not act. One is just raw potential, something we share with animals. The other, that's proactive self-conquest, something considered uniquely human or even divine.
The mystics of Kabbalah had this beautiful way of explaining it. Think of koach as this raging river of all your impulses and passions. Gevurah is the dam. It doesn't stop the river. That's not the point. It channels all that energy towards something higher, something more constructive.
But wait, we're not done yet. This whole structure of power has a few more rooms we need to check out. Because beyond this personal struggle between impulse and restraint, Hebrew also gives us really specific words for power in the social world and even the spiritual world.
So when we start talking about politics or government, the word changes to shilton. This isn't raw strength or inner morality. This is delegated institutional authority, the right to rule that a society grants someone.
But, and this is a huge but, even shilton had its limits. In a world where most kings saw themselves as gods, the Hebrew monarch was seen as the first subject of the law, not its author. His power was just a temporary job, and he was held accountable to a higher moral code. And finally, there's Oz. And honestly, this one might be the most unusual of all. It's not about doing something or holding back from doing something. It's a kind of fortified strength that you find in a state of rest, of peace. Think of a giant oak tree. Its strength isn't in movement, it's in its deep roots. It's a power that comes from faith, not from force.
All right, so let's step back and look at the whole picture we've just built. We have koach, gevurah, shilton, and Oz. Now, this isn't just a vocabulary list. It's a completely different blueprint for thinking about the very nature of power.
The difference is just night and day, right? English, a language of capacity, basically asks, can you do it? But Hebrew, a language of categorization, asks a different question. Okay, but what kind of power are you using? Is it just raw force, koach, or is it moral heroism, gevurah?
And you might be asking, okay, cool language lesson, but why does this actually matter today? Well, it matters a lot. Because this ancient blueprint is a really powerful tool. It's a model for better leadership, for a more thoughtful approach to ethics, and for completely rethinking what it means to be a strong person.
So I want to leave you with this question. If it's true that our language shapes our reality, then what kind of world does our single, blunt word for power help create? And maybe more importantly, what new possibilities could open up for us if we started asking not just if someone has power, but what kind of power they're choosing to use?